state in the South. We are here at Bedford, North Lawrence. We have a huge matchup between the Triton Central Tigers and your Eastern Musketeers. It's been just a fantastic postseason so far for the Musketeers, making school history with the number of wins and advancement. Never have won a regional in volleyball in our school's history. So this was an exciting couple of weeks for the Musketeers, and now we've got a huge test in Triton Central coming in tonight. A little bit of stats from both teams. Triton Central's coming in tonight at 17-12, and at first glance you might see that record and be, well, that's not quite as strong as what the Eastern has. But I will tell you, they just play a tremendous schedule, just an incredibly difficult schedule, a lot of tough teams. Oddly enough, no crossover teams, no teams that Eastern plays that Triton will play. Triton's going to play just a huge amount of girls. Is looking through their stats, which we'll get through throughout the contest tonight. They play a whole lot. They got a lot of depth. They're going to play 10, 11 girls. Eastern, on the other hand, is only going to play 7 or 8 girls. They're not going to play a ton. Really relying on a couple to kind of lead the way. Again, it's going to be an exciting match. Again, we are kind of it. This is the Elite 8. This is the final 8 teams of the state tournament, and so there's just that buzz in the air, and you just feel it through the pep sessions at school, and just talking with my own kids, and just their nerves, and excited about this opportunity to represent their school, and finally kind of just show the state what they're capable of. Looking at rankings in the state right now, Eastern is number 4 in the state, and Triton Central is number 10. So a top 10 matchup right here. So a lot of matchups going on. Bar Reeve just played the previous game and was victorious over Bar Reeve's number 2 and beat Greencastle in 3. And really 2 really kind of dominant games, and then that third set, Greencastle just absolutely wouldn't go away. Bar Reeve able to pull it out. So they will advance to the final tonight, or the semi-state final. So hopefully we're going to be back here at 7 o'clock and seeing that Bar Reeve team. Eastern had played Bar Reeve earlier in the year in a really tight set in a tournament. But, again, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves thinking about this game. Again, going up against the Triton Central Tigers, it's one of those things, and talking with Coach, we just don't know a ton about them. We do know that they're overall, just as a team, a little bit bigger than we are. They got a little bit more size up front than what the Eastern has. Eastern, undersized team, raw. Several girls really nice numbers. They come in 3 or 4 kills in the air. We got 4 or 5 if you're not a ball sensation, you'll warn it, and then that's the thing to get to. It's a separation from the set one day. Why don't you in second key to the lights out? Sorry. Go on, server number 4. That's what you did. 14, that's going to be out of bounds by Gibbs. Just sailed on 2-0 lead. Start the set. Burton with another serve. Nice serve. That's going to be an ace there for Sydney Burton. Again, she may be our biggest weapon on that. On the season, Sydney Burton ended up with 93 aces, which, again, is just unheard of for most people. Another nice serve right straight to the libero. She had a hard time dealing with it. That's going to be a set up there for number 5. Number 5, that's going to be Lucy May with a kill. Her first kill. Oh, sorry, that's going to be, they're going to call that out of bounds. 4-0, Musketeers. And Burton's going to finally serve out of bounds. It's going to be a side out. Serving for Triton's going to be Macy Cord. She's got Allie Johannesmeyer, Eliza Sterrett, and Burton back. Allie with the pass. Addie sets it up to Emma Bronner. Triton's going to be able to return. Nice little tip there on the outside by number 5. Again, that's Lucy May. Is going to get her second kill. We'll see kind of what kind of coverage they're going to end up covering it, whether they go with a rotation or a perimeter defense. Other serve there by Triton. Pass to Allie. Addie's going to get it up. It's going to be to Avery Smith. Nice shot down the line. Avery's going to end up with another kill. Tries to go down that line. Number 17, Gwen Williams, tries to make a stab at it and just off her hands out of bounds. Opposite going to come into the game for the Musketeers. Addie Smith back to serve, up 5-2. Addie serves up. Nice serve down the middle. He's going to go right at Gwen Williams. They're going to get it back to Williams, and she's going to hit it off of Emma Bronner's hands. In for Triton. That's going to be number 27. 27, that's going to be Ashlyn Hiddle. Back to serve, number 13, Mary Rose Felling. Serves up, goes to Avery Smith. Burton's going to come in and protect. Hobson's going to try to go. She dinks it over the top. They're going to go back outside to number 5. Avery with the pass, gets it up, goes out to Hobson, off the block. That's going to be a block on the outside by number 5. Number 5, again, that's going to be Lucy May with the block. And it's 5-4. Avery with the pass to Addie. Addie's going to get it up, back to Avery. Avery just going to the outside, able to get one down. Looks like Triton made a stab at it and touched it. And Sterrett's going to come back into the game. Liza Sterrett for serving. Eastern's up 6-4. Serve is up, going attacking the libero. Long pass there. Avery had a shot at it, tries to get a spot. They receive it back. That's going to be. Eastern's going to get it back to Avery, and yet again, just attacking that cross. Goes right at the libero. It kind of goes off the top of her hands. Avery starting to set with 4 kills. Eastern up 7-4. Lies on the serve again, attacking the libero. Did not see what happened. Eastern's going to call. Looks like a player's down. That's going to be Ashton Johannesmeyer. I don't know if she landed on somebody's foot or if that was an ankle. Ashton there at the end of last year, or right at the beginning of last year, did have that very gruesome knee injury where she had dislocated her kneecap and missed most of last season as a freshman. I come down, she's clearly in some pain. It is going to be a net violation. There's going to be a point to the Tigers. Ashton looks like she's going to limp out. That's unfortunate, obviously. Obviously, as a dad, it's always tough to see, but he's not putting any weight on that left ankle, which is tough. So they're gonna go with Sophie Gibson. Sophie Gibson got to be there just mainly for that big block. First year playing volleyball, this could be a huge impact for this game. Huge difference. trainers down there with Ashton. At 7-5, Eastern favor. We'll see what can happen here. Pass to Burton, gets it to Addie Smith over to Avery Smith, tries to cut it back. They're going to get it outside, and that's going to be number 17, able to put it away. 17, that's going to be Gwen Williams. And what a pretty big turn of events here for the Musketeers. Serving is Kate Collier, serving back there for the Tigers. And she's going to get an ace. Tried to put that right on the sideline. Burton thought she had to read it out. Ball was definitely in, and that's going to tie up the game, 7-7. Ball's up, and we got a service there. Collier serves that ball into the net. It'll be a side out for the Musketeers. Avery Smith back to serve here. 1 point lead. Avery again. I don't know if this is a strategy or just something they're seeing, but they just very much relentless on the libero and had a misstep on a pass, and as Triton brings it across, hits it out of bounds. It's going to be a point for the Musketeers. Avery served up again, and this time goes at their outside hitter. Triton gets a nice step there to 23, that being Savannah Flew. Flew does hit it out of bounds by several feet. And Triton kind of hurting themselves right now. Gets it out to number 17. That's just a nice setup there. Again, that's going to be Gwen Williams. Gets her third kill. Back to serve for the Tigers. Savannah Flew. Hobson with the pass. Nice pass. It goes back to Hobson. Hobson tries to shoot it down that sideline. Hits off the antenna. We're going to have an attack here. That's one of those mistakes we can't have at this level. She's got to be able to go back. Maybe she saw something, maybe she didn't, but she's got to be able to keep that in play. They serve to Avery. Eliza gets it up, and Addie, all she can do is just get it over. I think they missed that one. Triton sent it over. That's clearly a double. And there's going to be another kill for Avery Smith. Again, it's been all Avery so far this first set. Triton had a misstep coming up, hitting the ball over the net. Again, I think it's a double, but it's no call. Allie Johannesmeyer back to serve. Eastern up 11-9. Triton gets it to their outside. We're going to get it back out to Burton. Burton gets blocked. Addie's going to just swing herself, goes to the libero, gets it back out to their outside. Nice block there by Addie Smith. Great block there by Addie. Again, definitely undersized in this particular setup. Addie just on fire right there. Again, I have to say Triton setter just does a really nice job putting them in a good position. Allie with a nice up. Allie Johannesmeyer with a nice up just to keep that ball alive. It's a strong attack out of the middle. Another attack, another just great up there by Allie Johannesmeyer. Two just fantastic plays in a row. Hits from their middle. And then Triton hits the ball in the net. Again, two just fantastic plays there. And I'm not saying that just this is my kid, but she just had two really nice plays. Their middle, number 14, Gibbs, really trying to attack her. And Allie was able to take care of business. On the tip, Addie's able to get that tip up. They're going to go back to Avery Smith. She's going to go outside. Nice swing there. They're going to try to roll the ball over down the wing. That's going to be, looks like number 13 with a, no, sorry, number 14 with a kill. 14 is going to be Addison Gibbs. She's going to get her first kill. Back to serve is number 4. Number 4, Estelle Gerolds. Addie's going to set up outside to Burton. Burton goes across. Nice up there by their outside. And that's going to be Gwen Williams putting it away down the line. This is going to be the huge push and pull from both these teams. Is in volleyball, if you're not familiar, there's positional or the rotational defense, and then there's perimeter defense, and what's open is kind of based on what strategy you're in. Kind of where the line's open, where the cross is open. Outside of Sydney Burton, and she's going to hit the ball outside side wide. And that's going to cut this to 1. Eastern up 13-12. Gerald's back to serve for the Tigers. And there's another kill by Avery Smith. That would have put Sophie back to, that's going to be put Sophie back to serve, and that would probably not be the best strategy there. And so Elsie Stair's going to come in and serve. Nice serve there, short on the right side. And they're going to get a double. That's that call that I thought they missed earlier. They're going to get a call again. Anytime you send the ball over there with that double contact, it is illegal. Elsie Stair's going to serve again. Addie's going to get up to Burton. Burton goes outside. They're going to get the ball outside, off the block. Nice touch there by Emma Bronner. Back outside to Burton. Burton's going to go down the line. Nice up there by number 6. They're going to get the ball outside. Avery gets the ball up. Addie's going to go to the middle to Bronner, and she's going to hit it into the net. Almost had an ace there. Had a bad pass there by Avery, and the Addie kind of tracks it down. Pass there. Allie's going to pass it up. Avery gets it over outside to Burton on the right side. And they're going to say that ball was in, so that's going to be Sydney Burton's first kill. Triton's coach is in disbelief right now. Sydney Burton's back to serve, so we waited all the way around the rotation. And that's going to be a nice up there by Eliza Stairs. They're going to go back outside to Avery. Avery going down the sideline. Nice up there. Burton with the pass. Addie goes back outside to Avery. And Avery's going to come up with another kill. Nice cross there. Girl tried to make a read. Burton with another. And she's going to serve that ball into the net. It's going to be 17-15. Eastern up. The libero serving. She's going to go at Allie Johannesmeyer. She got reception error there. This is where I think Allie's got to make sure that she's going up with her hands. She doesn't like to use her hands all the time, but she's got to learn. Pass by Burton, goes to Addie Smith, outside to Avery Smith, off the block, and Avery Smith's going to end up with yet another kill. This was not exactly what I was expecting out of Avery, but it's been kind of all Avery. This Hobson's going to check in for Allie. Addie back to serve. Eastern up 18-16. Night match here. Great contest. Sets up. That's going to be a kill there by, looks like number 5. Again, back to Lucy May. Nice set there by number 13, the setter. Belling gets it out there. Belling's going to come out. They're going to bring in number 12 to serve, which is Audrey Darledge. Darledge serves up. Avery's going to get it up. She's going to Addie back to Avery, and she's going to be blocked there. See who that is on the block. Blocked by 5. That's going to be Lucy May again. Tied up 18-18. We got a barn burner here. Avery's pass up to Addie. Addie tries to just take it herself to the corner. They're going to go to the middle this time. Blocked by Bronner. Fantastic block there. They're going to try to dink it over top. Addie makes it. He gets it up. Eliza gets it out to Avery. Avery tries to get that ball over the middle. They're going to go back out to the right side here, out to 23. Eliza's going to make her set. Burton from the back row. Nice swing there. Almost just a beautiful up there by Triton, but Burton able to get that thing down. Coming from the back row. Again, could be just a huge weapon for us if we can get Sydney going in the back row. Or we've got that 1-2 punch with her and Avery. Eastern takes 1-point lead. Eliza Sterrett back to serve. And Sterrett's going to serve the ball out of bounds. Tied up. This is always tough to see. You know, you get kind of a run going. Not picking on her, just, coaches, as a former volleyball coach, that was one of those things that just kind of took the wind out of your sails a little bit. Number 6 back to serve. It's going to be Collier back for Triton. Nice pass there by Sydney Burton. Back out to Avery. Good up there by Eliza Sterrett. Addie's going to try to find a corner. They get it up, go back outside to 17, and she's going to end up with her next kill. That's going to be back to Gwen Williams. And Triton takes their first lead of the game, 20-19. We are going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
There's nothing like playing high school football under the Friday Night Lights. It's where we play for the love of the game.
To have fun with our friends, with the whole town supporting us.
To battle our greatest rivals with teammates we've grown up with. To huddle up and have each other's backs, no matter what. Because we believe in each other and want to succeed for our teammates even more than ourselves.
11 guys fighting together for every yard, every down, every touchdown to make our school proud.
There's something special about playing for our hometown that we'll never forget. That we'll miss when it's gone. When the stands are full and the lights are shining bright, the crowd can't get any louder.
And you know, it just doesn't get any better than this.
I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Noddy, celebrating the purity of high school sports by buying a ticket to your high school's next football game. This is for the love of the game. This is making your hometown proud. This is your IHSAA.
And we're back here at Bedford North Lawrence. Game 2 of the South Semi-State Volleyball. Triton with a 1-point lead over Musketeers. Burton on the pass. Liza's going to get out to Hobson. Hobson just tries to get it over. Triton gets it back up. Again, that's a little just too easy on that free ball. They're going to get it out to, it's going to be the 17 again. 17, Gwen Williams really just taking a huge control here. Eastern down by 2. At this point, this is one of those things where you can't have free balls and expect to be successful. And that's going to be Avery Smith with another kill. They came in with that right side block, and she found a little hole there on the side. The libero had a diving play attempt, but not able to make it happen. Avery back to serve. And she's going to end up with an ace. She tried to split a seam, and she just does that so well. It's not just overly powerful or anything, but she finds that seam, and two players kind of going after that same ball, and one ricochets off another. We got a stoppage block, or somebody at the table hit the horn. So there was no issue there. It was tied up 21-21. And been just back and forth this whole time. Not a very good pass there. Almost into the bench, which is tough. Libero's going to just free-ball it over. There gets it up. They're going to go to Burton. Burton finds her spot. Nice job there. Again, that's just like they made us pay when we free-balled it. Any time that they free-ball back to us, they just give us an easy one. Eliza to Addie, Addie to Burton. Burton has one-on single coverage out there, and she's able to take care of business. Avery with another serve. They're going to get it. They're going to go outside. To Gwen again. There it's going to go back row to Avery, and Avery's going to hit one out of bounds. You can just see that this Triton Central team, when they need a point, they're going to try to get it to their Williams or May. May leading them statistically, but so far it's been Gwen Williams. 15 is going to be Elena Darledge serving. Tied up 22-22. Hobson's pass is up. Beautiful pass there. They're going to go to Burton. Burton goes cross. They'll get it up. They're going to go to the middle. That's going to be number 14, Addison Gibbs, and she's going to hit the ball out of bounds. Almost hit the official out of bounds. I don't think the Triton fans liked it, but it almost hit the official. Eastern with a 1-point lead, 23-22. Allie Johannesmeyer going back to serve. Allie serves up, goes down the middle. They're going to go outside again to Williams. Nice block there by Addie Smith. She's just going to roll it over the top. Long pass there, and there's another block by Addie Smith, and that's going to get us a point right there. Addie Smith getting 2 blocks on back-to-back plays. You can just see the excitement that she had. Again, we're going to cut to one quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
If you're living with back or neck pain, even the simplest tasks can feel overwhelming, but expert relief is closer than you think. Schneck now offers 2 specialized practices for spine care, Schneck Neurosurgery and Schneck Orthopedic Spine, giving you access to a full spectrum of advanced treatment options right here at home. We're proud to highlight Dr. Matthew Stanfield, a highly skilled neurosurgeon with over 25 years of experience and leader of Schneck Neurosurgery. We're known for his expertise in treating complex spinal conditions. Schneck Spine Care Program proudly welcomes Dr. Kenneth McKinley, a board-certified orthopedic spine surgeon with over a decade of experience, who now leads Schneck Orthopedic Spine. Together, these 2 practices bring you comprehensive spine care from it.
And we're back, serving set point. Allie Johannesmeyer back serve, 24-22. Thinking about taking this first set of the semi-state game 2. Not a great pass. They're going to go to the right side to 27. Allie's nice pass to get it up. Outside to Burton. Burton goes right down the line. Number 6 keeps that ball alive. Avery, what a beautiful play there by Avery. Diving on the floor. Outside to Burton, goes across. They're going to go. That's going to be there to, again, back to Williams. Addie out to Burton. Burton gets blocked. That's going to be a block there by, I think that was 27. I could be wrong on that one. Again, Eastern at set point. Number 4 back to serve. It's going to be Estelle Gerolds back to serve. Down 23-24 for the Triton Central Tigers. Allie's pass up to Addie. They're going to go back row to Avery. Oh, that's going to be, wow. So we had a long pass there, and both players going up. And I thought Sydney Burton was in the net, but they're going to call Triton in the net. So that is going to be the first set. Eastern's going to take the first set, 25-23. Kind of a weird way to finish. We hadn't really had a lot of violations. But that, again, what a great way to start. We'll have 3 minutes. We're going to take a couple commercial breaks, and we'll be right back, talk a little bit about this second half.
A fan favorite is coming back to McDonald's, and this time, they'll be here to stay. Snack Wraps are back, baby. Back on the menu at your local McDonald's after a long wait. Starting July 10th, the Snack Wrap returns to participating restaurants nationwide. And this time, they'll be here to stay. You can get them in 2 delicious flavors, spicy and ranch. Spicy Snack Wraps will feature a bold, zesty, and unapologetically fiery taste. The Spicy Snack Wrap brings the heat with a habanero kick that fans know and love from the Spicy McCrispy sandwich. Ranch Snack Wraps will be smooth, rich, and irresistibly savory. The Ranch Snack Wrap delivers a satisfying burst of cool ranch goodness with hints of garlic and onion. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of McDonald's menu and their under $3 menu. I'll be back with more details later. In the meantime, check out snackwrapfiles.com for daily reveals. I'm loving it.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
And we're back here, Bedford North Lawrence in the South 2A volleyball semi-state. Some scores from around the state in the 1A at Jennings County. Springs Valley was able to beat Lagodi 3-0. And it looks like the second game is Greenwood Christian Academy against Trinity. Trinity's got to be the odds-on favorite there. But, you know, it's tournament play. You have no idea what what can happen going into the 2A. As we said, Bar Reeve victorious 3-0 over Greencastle this afternoon. Bar Reeve number 2 in the state. Curious, out of the top, you had Benton Central and Southwood. Southwood number 1, Benton number 3. A big game in Peru, Indiana. In the 3A, none of those scores have been posted. It looks like Tri-West Hendricks over Jasper. Brownstown playing Ron Colley. I think that's number 1 versus number 2 in 3A. They're playing at Jasper. That could be a huge match. Obviously, we get to see Brownstown every year. We know that what they're capable of, just a fantastic team and organization. And then in the 4A, I think Floyd Central is playing right now against Yorktown. Floyd just having a fantastic season. In the first game, Plainfield over top of beat Castle. So Plainfield will play the winner of that Floyd Central Yorktown. We've seen Floyd this year, again, just a lot of great volleyball in our area. If you want to see some good volleyball, go out and see one of the local teams, and you won't be disappointed for sure. Tonight's game, again, will be at 7 o'clock, so the winner of this game will go on to play Bar Reeve. A little bit, again, back to this game. The first set, really, it was Glenn Williams for Triton versus Avery Smith from Eastern. Avery ended up with 9 kills. From what I had, again, this is unofficial, had 9 kills in that first set. That's quite a match. That's quite a match, or quite a set. Avery, I think, just averaging about. I think she's just averaging about 4 kills a set. So to come out with 9, that's a good way to start for the Lady M's. And again, for Lucy May averaging just 2.5 kills a set. So to come out with 3, and then Williams only averaging 2.2 kills a set. To come out with 6, they really able to take care of business. One thing I've been impressed with is just they vary their attack, and that's kind of what we expected looking at the stats. As we're getting ready to start this one, number 17, that's going to be Gwen Williams to start to serve. Avery Smith ball up. They're going to go outside to Sophie Gibson. Again, she's replacing a hurt Ashton Johannesmeyer. And that's going to be a big block there by Emma Bronner. For me, when I was talking with just people, I think Emma's going to be a huge factor in this game. Of what kind of presence can she have? What kind of touches can she get? And so far, doing a nice job. There's an ace there for Eliza Sterrett. Eliza Sterrett getting an ace. Eastern takes a 2-0 lead. Again, back to Bronner again. When we've been, I feel like some of our best volleyball is when she's really just a presence there in the middle. And then when she can give us some offense, it's just icing on the cake. Nice play there out to the outside. That's going to be for number 5, Lucy May. She's going to get her 4th kill of the game. She goes down the line. Not a whole lot you can do. Again, that's going to be, we've got to be able to get a block, get a touch on those things, slow that ball down a little bit, give our defense a chance to make a play. Looks like they have switched liberos to number 15. Elena Darledge is in the libero uniform this time. Addie outside to Avery Smith. Avery goes down the middle. Libero gets it up. They go back outside. That's going to be outside to May. Nice up there by Sydney Burton. Long pass. They tried to, it was going to be a long pass. 13 tries to put it back and puts it right in the net. That's going to be a point. We'll take it however we can get it. Hobson checks in into the game. Addie Smith back to serve. Again, no news on Ashton Johannesmeyer, but we just know that she is not in this game right now. Nice ball there. They went to the back row. Looks like number 15 again. Oh, that's 17. Back to Williams. Didn't have a whole lot of pizzazz on the ball, but just in a good spot. We kind of ricocheted around. She's going to get another kill. Back to serve is Audrey Darledge. She's going to go to Burton. Burton gets it up. There to Addie. Addie outside to Hobson. Hobson goes, and she's going to hit it a little long. Again, they are stopping again. I don't know if we have a incorrect server or if we have something going on. That's twice now that they stopped the game for no reason. Serve goes to Burton. Burton out to Addie Smith. Addie to her sister Avery. They get a touch on the block. Slows it down. Back outside. Back outside to May. May gets to Burton. Avery Smith down the line. Long pass there. Sterrett gets it up. They're going to go outside to Hobson. Hobson on the cross, hits it off the block, gets a nice little kill. Again, I think it's going to be huge if we can be not just one-dimensional all night. They're clearly doubling. And at one time, I think they even tripled Avery, but able to go to that weak side, that right side, and Hobson able to hit one off the block, goes into the middle of the court. We have a little bit of confusion onto what's going on here. Again, Gibson not used to the scenario. You have a libero switch. We had a libero switch and then a sub, and that trick is a little tricky because you got both the middles out. Elsie Scarrett's going to sub in for Emma to serve. Typically, that's a normal switch, but Eliza serves in one spot, and now her sister's going to serve in the other spot. Serves up. That's going to go to number 1. That's going to go off the block out of bounds, so that's going to be a kill. For number 1, that is going to be, I do not see number 1 on here. Maybe that is number 7. That could be Macy Cord. I'm not 100% there. Serves up. There, gets it up. They're going to try to go to Avery. Avery Smith off the block. She's going to get her 10th kill of the game. Gibson's going to now check in for the libero, and that's tricky again. Sophie's not seen a whole lot of time this year, so we'll see how she kind of impacts the game. Avery serves up. They're going to go outside to Williams. Addie gets the ball up. Elsie Starrett's going to hit the ball into the net. Addie makes a decent play, but the ball, there's not a whole lot else he could do with it there. They'll be tied up 5-5. Savannah Plew back to serve for the Tigers. They're going to go to Avery Smith. Avery's going to get it up to Addie. Addie to Burton. Burton on the tip. Good coverage there by the Tigers. They're going to go outside. Long pass there by Eliza. They're going to go back row to Avery Smith. Right, defended well. And it's going to be out of bounds. Looks like number 13. Number 13 just hit it long. Avery made a good read there. Again, the pace of this game is just really quick. Just quick points, quick in and out. Alley in for Hobson. Johannesburg back to serve. It's interesting. It looks like both teams has 3 sets of sisters on their team, so I always find that interesting. Tough play, tough ball, nice ball by the setter, able to keep that ball alive for the Tigers. They're going to go outside. Looks like she's going to try. It's going to be 14 trying to hit the ball down the line, hits the ball out of bounds. It's going to be a point for the Musketeers. 7-5. Alley serve up. Goes back to the middle, sets outside. They're going back to Williams. Nice block there again. Addie's going to go outside to Burton. Burton on the tip. Nice play. Nice play by the libero there. Williams on the tip. Kind of a scramble. He's able to keep the ball alive and get it back into play. They're going to go back outside to Williams. And Williams is going to get another kill. Again, both teams kind of scrambled on that play. Just kind of see just who kind of made the last play. Williams kind of makes this kind of awkward, kind of tomahawk swing kind of thing, and able to put one where she needed to. Right down by 1. Serve. Johannesburg pass up. Go to Burton. Burton tries to go down the line. They go back out to Williams. It's going to be a block there, but then Gibson came right back into her, so it's going to be called for a double there. Anytime a blocker blocks the ball into the net, comes back to them. Next serve up. We're going to go back to Avery Smith in the back row, and she's going to hit the ball out of bounds. Getting a little discombobulated, this 3 or 4 points right here. Just not be able to stay in system. Number 7 is Macy Cord serving. Serves to Starrett. Starrett, long pass. And that's going to be a kill. Again, another kill by Williams. And that's going to be a timeout for the Musketeers. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
High school sports have a unique way of setting the tone for our entire school community. How? By demanding our very best, no matter who we are.
Every student, coach, parent, and fan has a responsibility to practice good sportsmanship
at athletic events. It's on each of us to lead by example with our behavior.
The way we behave is not only a reflection of our own character, but of our schools as well. It lets everyone know this is how we do things at our school. This is what we expect. This is who we are.
So, whether you're playing, coaching, or cheering, always demonstrate integrity with your words, actions, and attitudes at our athletic events. Our school's image is up to us.
I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Help set the tone by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is leading by example. This is leaving a positive impression. This is your IHSA.
And we're back here. Triton Central taking a 9-7 lead. There was some discussion down there. I don't know what that was all about. So, it's like number 7 going to be Cord back to serve. Now he gets the ball up. Going to go outside to Burton. They're going to call Burton for a double. It's a tough one. We had a couple in that first game that I was a little questioning. There's one in that first set that I thought they missed, but they're going to get it for it. Alex, nice serve there. Allie gets it up. They're going to go back row to Avery Smith, and Avery finds the hole. That's one thing about Avery is that, you know, she may not hit with the same power as others, but what she always does is finds a spot. She finds a hole. Burton back to serve. Has that double switch. Nice block there by Emma Bronner. Williams is going to try to go down the line. Burton gets it up. They're going to go back to Bronner. Bronner touch on the block. Going to go to Avery. Avery gets it up to Addie. Miscommunication there. That's where, again, Bronner, I think she has to step up. The ball was coming at her, and she thought Burton was coming from behind her. So she got to just be more decisive, either get out of the way or let her swing. She got stuck in limbo. Triton takes an 11-8 lead. And thankfully, that's going to be Williams there, serves the ball into the net. Third into the game. Third serve up. They're going to go outside to May. May goes down the line. She's going to get a kill. Again, this is going to be kind of the name of the game. Can we get touches on the block? Can we slow that? Can we slow May and Williams down? Rivero back to serve. That's Darledge. Burton's pass up. Nice pass there. Gets it outside to Avery Smith. Nice up by the Rivero by Darledge. Ball's up. Addie Smith's going to try to dump it herself. Got a lot of chaos going on. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They're going to get it outside to May. May off the block. That's going to be Addie Smith with the block there for the point. This was not necessarily what was on my bingo card. I've got Addie Smith with 4 blocks. Addie does a great job at, normally it's Bronner kind of leading us away in that category, but Addie is playing with a lot of fire right now. Addie back to serve. He's going to put one into the net. My wife just stopped by and said that she did not think that Ashton Johannesmeyer was going to be back into the game. Enough to hear as a dad and just having that other weapon for this team. It's a tough blow for this, so we'll see how some of these reserves can come and step up and take care of business. Avery Smith finds a hole. Oh, wow, they're going to say that was out of bounds. Wow, that was they set Avery in the middle. The right side came in the double block. She had a wide open spot. Official said it's out of bounds. 14-10 Triton Central. That's going to be Darledge with the ace. Served it to Avery. I don't know if she took her eye off of it or what. Just right through the hands. 15-10 Triton Central. Going to be Darledge back to serve. Tough. Not a great pass there by Avery. Avery just free ball it over. They're going to go to the middle. There's the 23. Savannah Flu's going to get in on the action. Off the block. And Triton takes a 16-10 lead. Eastern's going to call timeout. We will be right back.
One thing is consistent. Things change. A lot can happen in a year, and usually does. Things change. When they do, your insurance policy should too. Talk to Jason Petmeyer at Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Call 812-883-2995 or visit infarmbureau.com. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
And we're back here. Again, 16-10, Triton Central. Again, Eastern losing a little bit of focus here, just staying out of system for pretty much a good chunk of this game. In that first game, we were able to just get solid attacks, just one after another, not being able to get a lot of great swings. We've gone to the back row several times, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for us, but we like to be able to just set our hitters up. No doubt Ashton leaving the game changed things a little bit for us because you got Sophie had seen a lot of varsity minutes in there. Just the mechanism is just not quite the same. We'll see how they adjust. Triton, Darla serve up. Avery makes a diving play. Ball caroms off of the net, and that's always a tough play. That's going to be an ace for Darlidge. 17-10 Triton. And she serves that one out by about 6 feet. We will take it. Take anything that we can get. Elsie Stair is going to sub in there for Bronner. She's going to go back to serve. Again, I think their coach thought we had a missed rotational error. I think they were just not certain exactly. Again, that's just not exactly the same rotation we normally use. Good up by Addie Smith. We're going to go outside to Hobson. Burton gets the ball up. Back outside to Avery Smith. Avery able to find a hole down that left side. Nice play there. Nice up there by everybody. Eliza kind of directing her sister on where to go and what to do. Elsie not seeing a whole lot of time at this level. Elsie served down the middle. They're going to get the ball outside to 27. Off the block by there by Burton. And that's going to go back to the middle. That's going to be number 5 back to Lucy May. May's going to get a kill. Collier back to serve for the Tigers. Up 18-12. We'll see if Eastern can rally at this point. Elsie Stair, pass up. Addie goes to the right side to Avery. Avery tries to get the ball in the middle. They're able to defend it. That's going to be number 11. Nice up there by Elsie Stair. Or that's 17, sorry. Back out to Avery. Avery just too much for all of them. First girl kind of made a play and it ricocheted off somebody, and then the ball did finally hit the ground. Avery going to end up with another kill for the night. Gibson into the game for the libero. Avery back to serve. Team down 5, see what she can do. And I think that ball would have been out of bounds, but 6 went after it. Avery's going to get another ace on the night. That's her second ace. Avery goes there, backs the libero. Ball get the ball outside to Williams. Williams, that set, kind of that pass set was just too close to the net. Williams, not a whole lot she could do with it. And she's going to hit the ball in the net. Eastern down by 3. And that time she made a little bit better read. Again, the same player let that one go out of bounds. Avery's out of bounds. It's going to be 19-15 Triton. Savannah Plew back to serve for the Tigers. Avery gets the ball up to Addie. Addie outside to Burton. Burton off the block. And Burton's going to get a kill. Ball off the block. That line was open. A girl tried to make a play, hits the ball into the stands. Cuts lead to 3. Allie Johannesmeyer back to serve. She's going to go there to the middle. Triton goes to the right side. Avery gets it up. She's going to go to Burton. And she's going to hit the ball out of bounds. bounds. They've signaled Eastern. The only thing I can think of is a net violation or a center line violation, but they give it to us. Eastern down by 2. That's Allie Johannesmeyer with an ace. And Eastern cuts this to 1. We're going to cut for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Becky White at the John Jones GM City dealership in Salem. Let's check in with Caleb Perkiser for the John Jones Auto Minute.
This is Caleb Perkiser with John Jones Auto Group. You feel that chill in the air? Fall's finally here. Pumpkin spice, bonfires, and time to make sure your car's ready for the cold. We're helping folks get road ready for cooler weather. With free multi-point inspections with scheduled maintenance, great prices on tires, batteries, and brakes, and service specials that'll keep you rolling all season long. And don't forget our fall sales event with huge savings on Chevy Silverados, Traverses, and Equinoxes. Yep, whether you're tailgating, leaf piling, or just trying to beat that first frost, John Jones GM City has the deal to keep you comfortable and confident behind the wheel. Plus, we've got locations close to home in Salem, Borden, Scottsburg, and Greenville. John Jones GM City, your hometown dealer for every season.
And we're back. Eastern cuts the lead to 1 point, 19-18 in the game, or set 2 of this match. Allie Johannesmeyer back to serve. They're going to go down the middle. Ball gets up. They're going to go back outside to Williams. Williams on the cross. Eliza able to keep that ball alive outside to Burton. And Burton's going to hit it out of bounds. Again, it's one of those, we got a kind of a scramble play. Eliza makes a nice play to keep the ball alive. Avery tries to get it outside. It's one we just got to keep in bounds. May have to take a little bit off and just find a spot. Macy Cord back to serve, the freshman. Triton 2-point lead. Allie Johannesmeyer, nice pass. They're going to go back row to Avery. Avery, nice swing. Able to defend it. That's going to go to number 14, Addison Gibbs. Kind of has this roundhouse swing. So it seems a little awkward, but it's definitely effective. Triton with a 3-point lead. Allie again with a nice pass. Outside to Burton. Burton goes across. They keep it alive. Barrow outside to Williams. Avery gets the ball up. Outside to Burton. Off the block. And Burton's going to get a kill. Definitely looks like Triton is trying to attack Allie Johannesmeyer on that serve receive, but she hasn't had it so far. She's just had a nice set so far. Eastern cuts this to 2. Burton back to serve, 21-19 in set 2 of this contest. They go back to the middle. That's back to Addison Gibbs. And she's able to find a hole. Again, I think Gibson just a little bit confused on exactly where to go. And anytime you got single coverage out there, it's just not we can't do that at this point. They're going to go to Allie. Allie's going to be passing here. I may have spoke too soon. That's going to be an ace there that's going to be Williams. 23-19, Triton Central. Avery with the pass. Nice pass to Addie. They're going to go back to Avery. And this is where other weapons would be really nice. That's going to be Lucy May right down the sideline. Again, this is absolutely no one's fault, but you can just tell we're a little out of sync on our blocking scheme. And so anytime you're giving a team of this caliber open net or single coverage, that's just hard. It's hard to be successful. And that's going to be Williams with an ace. Both players thought that was going to be out of bounds. Triton's going to take this one 25-19. Again, kind of a turn of a tide here. One set apiece. Eastern won the first one. Triton wins the second one. We're going to cut to a couple commercial breaks, and we will be right back with set 3. This is Eastern Musketeer Volleyball on WSLM.
The Roval is back at Salem Speedway to end the season coming up on Sunday, November 2nd. Tickets are now on sale at www.salemspeedway.com. Racing includes the Legends Modified F825 lap features, Mike's Mufflers and Brakes CVBT, New Star Showdown 40-lap feature, Red Ball Recycling Scrappers Heat Races 10-lap feature, Mike's Mufflers and Brakes CVBT All-Star Invitational 50-lap feature, Modifieds 40-lap feature, Red Ball Recycling King of the Scrappers 30-lap feature, and the CV Roval 30-lap feature with practice session. Pits open at 9 a.m. Sunday with spectator gates open at 10:30. Following a driver's meeting at 10:45 a.m., practices and qualifying run from 11:30 a.m. up until the green flag drops at 2:40 p.m. Be sure to catch this final racing feature of the season at Salem Speedway. Salem Speedway, where the racing is so fast, it's already history.
The beauty of fall is upon us. That means prices are falling, so you can rake in the savings at Billy Martin's store. Our display floor is full of beautiful quality name brand furniture like push-line beds, living room suite, recliners, rockers, tables, and lamps, an array of styles and fabrics to suit any decorating needs you have. And with the holidays quickly approaching, now's the time to replace your flooring with new carpet, vinyl, tar, or hardwood, from mohawk, shawls, seated seats, golding, parquet, or Somerset hardwood. We have a huge display of new styles, patterns, and colors to choose from, and everyday low prices. Billy Martin Store offers you free estimates, professional installation by our own installers, and 6 months save us cash on all merchandise and appliances. We also offer free Christmas layaway. So this fall, why not drive on out to the country and save a lot at Billy Martin Store? No sales gimmicks to run. We just sell every day at low prices on top quality name brand merchandise and appliances. Billy Martin Store is located in the heart of downtown Martinsburg. Well, feel free to give Janice or myself a call today at 967-3997, and we'll be glad to help you.
And we're back here about a minute before this third set. One set apiece. Eastern hopefully being able to reel a little bit. The first set really playing strong. Second set was just a little bit discombobulated. Not just able to get into our offense. Just check before I get into that one. A humongous upset. Southwood, one of the top teams in the state pretty much the whole year, upset in the first game today out of the Peru semi-state. Benton Central takes them to a fifth set. Ends up victorious 3 sets to 2. Benton Central obviously ranked really high as well, but again from what I had seen, Southwood seemed to be almost untouchable. Benton Central advancing. Back to this one, looks like Eastern is going to go back with that same lineup. We did see Ashton Johannesmeyer come through. She did was on crutches, and it looks like her left ankle was just swollen beyond swollen. So just a tough break for the Musketeers. I know as a dad, it's just hard to take. You hate to see your kid in pain, but Burton's going to start this with the serve. Hopefully she can get us going a little bit. Misdirect down the line for number 14, Avery Smith. Gets the ball over the middle. They're going to get it back out. Nice up there by Sydney Burton. Back out to Avery Smith. They're going to just keep going. May tries to get it across. Back to Addie. Addie's going to try to find a hole. And they get the ball up, but the girls kind of dove for it, and it pretty much just landed right on top of her. Eastern takes a 1-0 lead. Addie just making a smart play there. Burton's serve up, goes to the libero. They're going to go back outside, out to May. May to Sterrett. Sterrett unable to handle it. Looks like Darledge, not Darledge. Oh, sorry, that's Elena Darledge is libero. She's back to serve. Allie, not a very great pass there. Sterrett's able to get the ball over. Free ball there for. Nice play there by Avery on the block. Try to get Burton on the back row. Avery Smith tried to get a block and then able to play that ball out of the net. It's one of those weird plays that looks illegal, but it is legal. Makes a nice play, but then we got an attack here. Sterrett not able to handle the reception. That's going to be an ace there for Elena Darledge. Triton takes a 3-1 lead. Again, it's going to be another ace there for Elena Darledge. There, just kind of looked at it when I think she thought Avery was going to get it. It seemed a little closer to the lines Avery Smith, it just seems like they've got her number right now. May's going to get off the block, and May's going to get a kill. May being a little more involved in the second and third set. We got to see if we can't try to find a way to get Gibson involved and get some touches in there. Avery passes to Addie, back out to Avery. Avery's going to send it out of bounds. Again, just not getting a great attack right here. Some of this is just from our serve receive, which it's kind of been all year when our serve receive has been solid. You know, we've been on the money, and we're not. It's been a little tougher for her. That's going to be another ace there by Elena Darledge. The 4 aces out of these 6 serves right here. Triton takes a 7-1 lead. Eastern kind of digging themselves a hole right now. Allie with a long pass. It'll be a long pass, and 23 takes a whack at it and hits the ball out of bounds. They wanted a touch. That is, they're going to give that point to the Musketeers. Hobson going to check in. Addie Smith back to serve. Down 2-7. They go outside to May. May hits the ball out of bounds. About 10 feet there. He's kind of swinging for the fences there. And just looking at the block, Sophie, I know, again, is kind of new. She's got to be able to get out there and see what she can do to get a touch on stuff. They're going to go back row to Williams. Back to Addie. They're going to go Hobson. Hobson with a cross. Nice ball placement. Nice up there. Williams from the back row. Liza with a nice up. They're going to go outside to Avery Smith. They're going to go outside to May for Triton. Sarah gets the ball up. Addie's able to just get it back over. Don't know if that ball went over. They're going to go back out to May. May, little roll shot. Addie Smith's going to try to take it herself. Hobson with a nice up. They kind of make a little tip there, and that's going to be a kill for, it's like number 13. I could have that wrong, but I think that was their setter there. Just trying to get it over and able to make it happen. Audrey Darledge back to serve. Avery's pass on the money. Back to Avery Smith. Avery not being able to find as many holes right now. Addie passes, Liza up. We're going to go to Burton. Burton tries to just tip it over the middle. Back out to May. And Liza not able to handle that cross. And Eastern is going to call timeout, down 3-9. We'll cut for a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Sullivan Feed Mill is proud to support the radio broadcast of the Eastern Musketeers girls volleyball and wish them great success today at the regionals. When you need feed or other supplies for your farm, stop in at Sullivan Feed Mill in downtown Pekin and see their selection today. Come see Junior and Yvonne for all your feed and fence needs in downtown Pekin. They have everything to get you ready for the fall and winter season. Stop in today at Sullivan Feed Mill, serving you from downtown Pekin since 1941. Or call 812-967-3472 and find them on Facebook. Go Musketeers!
And we're back here in Bedford, North Lawrence. This is the South Semi-State Volleyball 2A. Eastern down in this third set, 3-9. It just seems like they've kind of figured out, they're going to double or even triple block Avery pretty much everywhere she goes. I think it's going to be a huge, can we get Hobson or Braun, or can we get them to step up? And Gibson, can we get them in on the action where we can go somewhere else? Right now, we're kind of just, it's going to be Burton or Smith pretty much every play. We got to see if we can't get something else going, get them to change up their blocking scheme or something. We're just not able to find quite as many holes right now for the Musketeers. Back to serve number 12, it's Audrey Darledge. There, nice reception. They're going to go to Avery Smith. Avery's going to be a nice play there, long pass by the Tigers. Back to Hobson. And Hobson's going to be off the block out of bounds. Hobson is going to get a kill. I don't think the Triton fans love that one. Hobson made a nice play. confusion about the subs again. This is just an abnormal setup. They're going to sub Elsie Sterrett in for Sophia Gibson, and then just a normal libero switch on the other one. Elsie Sterrett is going to serve out of bounds. Going to go back. After that, Gibson back in, and then Sterrett's going to go back in, or Liza Sterrett's going to go back in. Serving for the Tigers, number 6, Kate Collier. They're going to go at Eliza. Eliza's outside to Hobson. Hobson, nice play there. Williams, nice up there by Addie Smith. Avery's going to... Controversial call. Avery had a swing. It looked like it was off the block. It went out of bounds. Avery is going to kill on that. They did not. Triton coach did not think that it hit a player. I think it was just off the net. So swing one way or the other. Williams on a big swing off the block. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be a kill for Williams. Her 10th kill of the contest. Serving Savannah Plews. Triton with a 11-5 lead. And she's going to serve the ball. That's going to be an ace for Blue. Serves up 12-5. Hobson with a nice pass. Outside to Burton. Burton finds a hole. And one thing that you're seeing Triton do is they're just absolutely keeping two blockers outside, not even worried because we really don't have a middle presence. We haven't really gone middle at all. So leave one on the right side and strike two. Allie's going to serve long pass. That's going to go to Burton. Burton's going to get a kill. Allie hit a pretty good seam there, and I think there was some confusion between the two of them, and they just made a stab at it. Made a really nice long pass, and just set Burton up perfectly. It'll be 12-7, Triton Central. Allie Johannes back to serve. That's going to be number 14. Addison Gibbs on a little roll dink shot, finds the middle of the court. Didn't have really any coverage there. She's kind of coming from the back row, middle. She is a front row player, but she was kind of back there. Just a little roll. Serving Macy Cord, the freshman. And that's going to be an ace for Macy Cord. So unable to handle it. Triton takes a 7-point lead. Avery with a nice play. Keeps that ball alive. Burton attack. They're able to defend. Back to Williams. Liza makes a stab at it. Williams is going to get another kill. It's going to be her 11th of the game. And all Triton right now. Going to go outside to Burton off the touch. It's going to be a touch. That went out of bounds, but it's off of the Tigers. Burton's going to get a kill. Liza there back to serve. Gibson in that libero exchange. Liza serves to the libero. They're going to go to the middle. That's going to be back to Gibbs. Outside to Addie Smith. Able to get a touch on it. They're going to go back to Gibbs. I will say the Gibbs girl out of the middle, she's got kind of a roundhouse swing. It seems a little unorthodox, but man, is it effective. Makes a nice reach, kind of waits till that very last possible minute to make contact. It's kind of a tough read for the blocker. Williams back to serve. Sets up, go to Avery Smith in the back row. They're going to call Triton Central in the net. There was a setter tried to make a play for them. It was going to be kind of a long pass. Addie Smith able to make a play, but they're going to call Triton in the net. We'll take it. back to serve. Nice serve there for Sydney Burton, and that's going to get an ace. It's only her second ace of the contest. Obviously, this is a lot different competition than what we've seen in the sectional and the regional, but she's been, our biggest serving weapon so far in this postseason. They're going to go over to Gibbs. Gibbs on the slide. Nice setup. You can tell that's an in-system ball for them. First time that I think I've seen the slide out of the Tigers, but you'd think they've done it a long time. Daryl Barrow back to serve Elena Darledge. Avery Smith goes up, back out to Avery on the outside. Nice swing. They make a play on it. Free ball back to us. There gets it up, back to Avery. They're going to go outside to May. And May is going to get her 10th kill of the game. And Triton takes an 18-10 lead. That's going to be an ace for Darledge. Not able. Our serve receive just not very strong right now. Triton 19-10. This has been something that has been kind of a strength of ours, and she finally serves one out of bounds. 19-11. So our serve receive just kind of faltering in this third set. We'll see what we can do to come back. I know that these girls are capable. We just got to keep attacking. Addie Smith on the serve puts that ball into the net, and now we 20-11. Again, I don't know exactly what it is. We got to have somebody step up and say, "Hey, the girls, let's keep going." You can see it in their faces. This isn't the game that they were expecting. Just obviously the big play with Ashton. They just got to keep playing. You got to keep fighting, keep going. 12 serving. We're going to go Avery Smith, and Avery Smith's going to find a sideline right there. Again, they had a double block. They were kind of playing her to her right arm, and she just kind of went as far left as she could cut it and found the hole. Elsie Sterrett into serve. Going to go to the middle. It's going to be 23. Nice block there by Emma Bronner. They're going to go back to May. Eddie Smith out to Avery Smith. Avery's going to try to touch it. She gets it off the block. Avery's going to get another kill. Just kind of rolls off the block. It was almost like she just tried to just tip it, and she kind of, it's called tooling the block. Ball out of bounds, unplayable. Got this thing to 7. Elsie Sterrett's serve is up. They're going to go the back row to Williams. Nice up by Burton. And that set's just too far outside. Hobson tries to bring it back to the court, and she's going to hit the antenna. Liza Sterrett back into the game. Serving for the Tigers, number 6. That's going to be Kate Collier with an 8-point advantage in this third set. Liza Sterrett with a long pass. Libero picks it up. They're going to go to 27. 27, Ashlyn Little, her first kill of the match. I was kind of surprised they hadn't gone to that right side very much. So getting everyone involved in the offense. There's a service there by Collier. It'll be a side out for the Musketeers. Musketeers down by 8, 22-14. Avery Smith serve. They're going to go out to Williams. Williams down the line. And just too much. Just too much. They take a 23-14 lead. Savannah Plouffe back to serve for the Tigers. Trying to close out this third set. Hobson, nice pass, gets it up. They're going to go outside to Burton. Burton able to find a hole. Again, the blockers really playing her to the middle that time, and she's able to kind of hit behind the blockers and find a spot. I don't know if that was strategy or just somebody late getting there. if Eastern can make a little run here. Allie back to serve. Goes at the libero. They're going to get the ball kind of in the back row to Williams. They were able to get that ball up. Going to go to Burton. Burton kind of tips it to the left side. Libero goes back out to Williams again. Williams full swing off of Bronner's block out of bounds. Williams going to get her 13th kill of the set. Of the match, sorry. Back to serve for set point. That's going to be Macy Cord. 24-15. And Cord serve is out of bounds. Eastern holding on to just a little bit of life. Liza Sarah back to serve. Down by 8. See if we can't go on a run. And that serve is out of bounds. And this set is going to go to the Triton Central Tigers, 25-16. We are going to cut for a couple commercial breaks, and we will be right back.
Hoosier fans, the 2025 Indiana football season continues on with head coach Kurt Signetti leading your Hoosiers on to victory. All remaining home games are sold out for the 2025 season, but don't miss out on your chance to attend more sellouts at Memorial Stadium by purchasing your 2026 Indiana football season tickets today. Call 812-855-4006 or visit IUHoosiers.com. Cheer on your Hoosiers, and thank you to all of our fans who back the Rock. At Papa John's, get your everyday favorites for just $6.99 each when you order 2 or more items from the Papa Pairings menu. When you order more, you save more. Choose from medium one-topping pizza, boneless or traditional wings, papadillas, breadsticks, cheese sticks, garlic knots, and desserts. It's easy to order all your favorites when they're just $6.99 each. So the next time your friends come over to eat your food, check out the Papa Pairings menu to save. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. My days of playing basketball for North Posey High School are still some of my favorite memories. Years later, I can still remember the feeling of wearing my Vikings jersey proudly and representing my community. I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and these student-athletes know how that feels.
It's an honor to represent my school and wear their name, to have the entire community rooting for my success, to contribute to my school's legacy and all the student-athletes who came before me. I'm Josie Campbell, and I'm a proud Brownsburg Bulldog.
Playing high school sports gives me a sense of ownership in my school. I get the chance to have a positive impact on my school's reputation, to help carry out our traditions, and to be the best person and player I can be. I'm Jet Wolfley, and I'm a proud Terre Haute North Patriot.
Demonstrate your pride by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is promoting school spirit. This is making your community proud. This is your IHSAA.
to see Burton step up and take that play. That's going to be an antenna. I've been told I have a connection error. That testing. Testing. Okay, there's a point there by Triton Central. Avery Smith back to serve. They're going to go outside to number 23. Nice up there by Addie. They're going to go outside to Burton. There's going to be a kill by Sydney Burton. It's going to be her 10th of the set. Avery Smith back to serve. Sorry for the technical difficulty. I do not know what happened. Somewhere we lost connection or something. We are back. My apologies. Eastern takes an 8-7 lead. They're going to go outside to Williams. Williams off the block. Williams going to get her 15th kill of the set, or of the match. Going to be number 23, Savannah Plew, back to serve for the Tigers. Down by one. Snares pass. A little while, that's going to be an ace for Plew. Triton takes a 9-8 lead in this fourth set. Plew serve up. Liza tries to keep it going. That's going to be another ace there for Plew. Addie tried to make something happen, but just unable to recover there. Triton with a 2-point advantage. Plew serve up. Avery Smith on the pass. Addie gets it out to Burton. And they are going to say we've got a center line violation, so Burton hits that ball off the block. It did go out of bounds, would have been a point, but they're saying she comes down on the other side of the net. Plew goes to stare it. Addie Smith tries to keep it alive. Addie touches the ball before it goes over the net. That is going to be what's called a back row attack. She cannot touch the ball above the plane of the net. It's 12-8 Triton Central. Ball to serve off the net. They're going to go outside to Hobson. Hobson's going to try to go to that deep corner. Setter tries to set it. Addie's their setter tried to find a spot, and I think she went to the wrong person. Addie Smith able to just put it right back in that corner. Just with that kind of shoot set, finds that hole. Addie with the set, going back to Addie. Addie's going to hit that ball out of bounds. They've had a couple times where they've gone to the right side where they're going to try to attack the setter, take Addie out of play, so then Eliza's got to come in and set. She went back to the setter. Triton with a 4-point advantage. They're going to go Avery Smith in the back row. She's going to go to the left side. Triton's going to go to the middle. That's going to be a kill there for Addison Gibbs. That's always one of those tough reads. I think Sterrett was there to make a play. Burton kind of reacted and just got enough of it to keep Sterrett out of the play. Triton with a 5-point advantage. Eliza with a long pass, gets it back to the Tigers. They're going to go outside to Williams, off the block. Williams going to get another kill. Again, that's anytime you're going to give her just a one-on-one coverage, it's just so tough. There was a good pass. Addie's going to go back to Avery. Avery goes across, and she's going to find a hole for her next kill. Eastern down by 6. Elsie Sterrett going to come in to serve. 15-10. Elsie goes to the libero. They're going to get ball outside to Williams. Williams on the cross. Allie unable to handle it. Gwen Williams she's been just a force in that first set, and then again in this set, just really taking over. I've got her down for 17 kills on the set, quite a bit above her average. Triton's up 16-10, and Eastern is going to take a quick timeout. We're going to cut to a commercial. We'll be right back.
At Papa John's, get your everyday favorites for just $6.99 each when you order 2 or more items from the Papa Pairings menu. When you order more, you save more. Choose from medium one-topping pizzas, boneless or traditional wings, papadillas, breadsticks, cheese sticks, garlic nuts, and desserts. It's easy to order all your favorites when they're just $6.99 each. So the next time your friends come over to eat your food, check out the Papa Pairings menu to save. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
And we're back. Again, Triton Central with a 6-point advantage on the Eastern Musketeers in this fourth set. Eastern going to have to find some life. I'm sure that Coach Lane is just saying, girls, you just got to keep playing. We got to keep swinging. Now's not the time to be timid. Now's not the time to get nervous. We've got to make sure that we're getting to our blocking assignment, making sure that we're doing everything we can. Again, right now, I feel like it's been a game of serve, receive, and then blocking. It's when we've had single coverage against, they got 2 hitters that can play, and when we go up one-on-one again, it's just you put our defense at a huge disadvantage. Williams on the serve. Allie with a nice pass going across the Burton. That's exactly what we need right there. Got a nice pass. Addie sets up Burton on that back set. Burton able to get a kill. Trying to just stay in the system, kind of what we're comfortable with, and just be relentless in our attack and our pursuit. Burton back to serve. They're going to go to May. Burton's able to take care of that pass. Avery Smith, not a great swing on us, but Addie Smith get good recovery. Allie Johannesburg, a good recovery. May on the outside, that's going to hit off the antenna. Again, that's a great for us. Just two very nice ups. Addie had a great up, and then Allie had just a fantastic up. 2 plays in a row, keeps that play alive. Able for us to get a swing. Burton with a nice serve. They're going to go Williams in the back row. Starrett with a nice pass. Avery's going to find a hole off the block. And again, what can we say? I've got her down for 19 kills on the match. Got this to a three-point game. Yeah, I'd like to see Burton with a little bit of fire. Triton Central going to call a timeout. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Boiler up and hail Purdue. Led by new head coach Barry Odom.
Makes the catch at the 30, into the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10.
Don't miss a single moment all season long.
With the touchdown catch.
The Boilermakers battle Rutgers. Join us live this Saturday. Our coverage begins at 11 a.m. right here on your home for Boilermakers football. Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
And we're back here. Eastern making a little bit of run, trying to extend this to a 5th set. This is a best-of-5 scenario. Again, we'd love to go to a 5th set. I don't know that we've been in a 5th set pretty much this entire year. We've had so many matches this year. It's just been straight 3 sets. I can't think of too many that we've gone. I don't know. I think we've been to 4 sets a couple times, maybe 3 times. We have not played a 5th set this entire year, so that could be interesting. Nice serve there by Sydney Burton. Right and able to just free ball it. And Allie gets it up. Come on, Allie. Tough pass. Just gives it back to him. May's going to hit the ball out of bounds. Thank you. That's one of those on that free ball. We've got to be able to make that play happen. Allie's kind of diving in on it and hits it just over the net instead of a nice, easy play. Eastern cuts it to 2. Burton back to serve. Tries to serve short. They're going to go to the back set. Addie's going to try to find a hole, and Addie Smith finds a hole. They went to that back set there to Gibbs. Gibbs doesn't have a great swing on it. We're able to make a play. Eliza again with a nice pass, and Addie able to just make a dump. Eastern cuts it to 1. 1 Sydney Burton back to serve. They're going to go back to the backside, back to Gibbs. To Allie, Johannesburg, nice pass over to Avery. Avery able to find a spot. Nice job there all around. Allie just a great pass. Addie with a great set. Avery with a beautiful cross. I think that touched off the one blocker. Ties up the game 16-16. Musketeers playing with a little life right now. Saying they're not ready to be done yet. Sydney with a nice serve. There's going to be an ace by Sydney Burton. That's what we've been waiting on right there. That was one of those. That was going to be close to going out of bounds, and their player tries to make a read. Libero goes after it, makes a touch on it, ball out of bounds, and Eastern takes their first lead in a while. Burton goes the other direction. Long pass. Sharon able to handle it. Goes outside. Avery to the libero. She makes a play. Back to May. May to Burton. Nice up by Sydney Burton. Back outside to Avery. Avery able to find off the block. Got a touch and another touch. Free ball coming back at us. Let's make something happen. There's going to be nice quick there to Bronner. Avery almost had a block there. Good up, good up. Nice way to keep the ball alive. Nice play by Starrett there and Burton. And Triton's able to make a play. I think that was number 13. I think that was their setter. Number 13. Just a beautiful rally there on both parts. Triton able to come out with a little dink over the top. 17-17. Burton with the pass. Addie able to keep it alive. And that's going to be an ace there for the Tigers. That's going to be Elena Darledge. Her sixth ace of the game. Triton takes a 1-point lead, 18-17. We'll see what we can do as this game progresses. That's going to be out of bounds. Nice read there by Sydney Burton. Ties up 18-18. It's always great when you get to postseason. You can just feel the intensity in the atmosphere in the gym, and you got a pretty full gym right now. Especially the lower section is pretty full. Just exciting to see as we support these athletes. May's going to try to go down the line. Oh wow, it's going to be a tight call. They're going to say that was inbounds. I am on the wrong side of the court to be able to read that, but our fans do not like that. She tried to go down the line. I thought Sydney made the right call, or the right read. They're going to say it's inbounds. That's going to be Audrey Darling's back to serve, 1-point lead. Avery's pass. Addie gets it up. Addie going to Avery, back to Avery. Avery able to defend it there. They're going to go the right side. Triton's going to go try to get the ball out there to Ashland Hill. She makes a hitting error, hits the ball in the net. We got Starrett coming out. Gibson into the game. 19-19. Goes to libero. They're going to go to May on the right side. Addie. And that kind of strange play. The ball went over. It came over. Hobson tried to make a block. Ball goes into the net. They're going to get, that's going to be a kill there. I think that's for Hiddle. There was a question on the call there. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if a girl slammed the ball or what. Triton with a 1-point advantage, 20-19. Number 6, Kate Collar back to serve. Avery Smith to Hobson. That's just going to be a free ball over the net. Again, it's tough. They're going to go to Ashland Hiddle. They're going to get the ball outside to Avery Smith. Avery able to find a hole. I thought she hit that ball out of bounds. The official, he's right there on the play. He signals in. 20-20. See if we can force this to game 5. That's going to be a kill there for number 23, I think. 23, Savannah Flew. That's her second kill of the game. Able to make a play. Kind of just a missed ball, but she's able to make a play. She's going to go back to serve. And that's going to be an ace for Flew. Hobson tried to reach up there and extend. She was kind of up as high as she could. They're going to put Allie back into the game. Triton with a 2-point advantage, 22-20. Blue back to serve. Avery Smith, nice pass. They're going to go back to Avery. Off the block. They're going to try to go back outside to Williams. It comes off the block. Allie tries to make a play. And that's going to be another kill for Gwen Williams. Eastern's going to call timeout. Down 20-23. We're going to cut to one more commercial break before we move into this last set.
As more club and travel sports pop up every year, they often muddy the waters on what the purpose of sports should be for student athletes at this age.
But high school sports are different.
It's not about becoming the best athletes. It's about becoming the best people.
It's not about scholarships. It's about coaches mentoring you, camaraderie with your teammates, and the connection you build with your school community. It's not about year-round training. It's about developing resilience, responsibility, and a strong work ethic for life.
It's not about what am I going to get out of this. It's about playing for something bigger than yourself, for your team, your school, and your entire community.
High school sports help us grow in ways that will serve us for the rest of our lives, not just in the game.
I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support what makes education-based athletics different by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing students as people. This is fulfilling a greater purpose. This is your IHSAA.
And we're back. Triton Central, they're going to start that. That's going to be an ace for Savannah Blue. And Eastern is at match point, 20-24. This would be the end of a remarkable season. Blue's certain. And that pass is going to be into the net, Allie into the net. And that is going to be a net violation to finish the set. And that is going to be the end of this season. Triton Central Tigers victorious 3-1. Eastern wins the first set 25-23, loses the second set 19-25, then 16-25, and 20-25. Just a heartbreak of a loss. These girls are going to have. This is just a tough way to go. As a dad, it's just tough for me to see my own kid gets hurt, not able to finish in this last game. That they're just heartbroken. Do appreciate Triton, several players going up and just giving Ashton a handshake just to say, hey, it's tough way to go. On just a more positive note, just an absolutely phenomenal season by this Musketeer volleyball team. They are going to finish the season 30-6. The first 30-win team that this school has ever seen, the first regional championship this team has ever seen, the school has ever seen. Victorious in our new Southern Athletic Conference, perfect and undefeated in that conference. Again, just a great way to start this year. You just cannot say enough about these seniors, Addie and Avery, Sydney Burton, Liza Starrett, Adriana Dolores, just an absolute great group of girls that have just put in so much into this season. Some just huge milestones, and they were a part of that, just making this happen. Addie and Avery they had played on a state championship team as sophomores, and to come back, I know that was kind of their hope to see how far we could go with this particular group. I know they're going to be a little disappointed, and it just as it always is in the postseason. But it's one of the things you got to perform, and you got to go. We struggled, and after Ashton left, she's obviously not our key player, but just discombobulated a little bit, unable to kind of stay in rhythm and stay in system, and our attacking was just not consistent, and our serve receive in that third set was just a little bit inconsistent. But again, you could talk about all of those things till we're blue in the face. It comes down to just an absolutely tough loss, tough way to go, and tough way to finish the season. But I know that Musketeer Nation is so incredibly proud of this group. I know that I am proud of them as a dad. Just know that these girls are going to be wildly successful in life because they do it the right way. They work hard. They work hard in the classroom. Most of them are near the top of their class. Just I can't say enough good things about them. To talk just a little bit stats, we'll first talk for the Triton Central Tigers. Lucy May, again, these stats are 100% unofficial, but I've got her down for 13 kills on the night, a couple blocks. Ashton Hiddle had 2 kills and a block. The story of the game, Gwen Williams, I've got her down for 18 kills and I think 3 aces. We just didn't have an answer for Williams and May. Macy Gord added a kill and an ace. Addison Gibbs I've got her down for 8 kills. Savannah Blue, 4 kills and 3 aces. 2 of those there, that serving right there at the end of the game was really just lethal for us. Lena Darwich, I've got down for 6 aces, just really serving the ball really well for the Tigers. Mary Rose Felling, I had down for 2 kills, and then Audrey Darwich had down for a kill and an ace. Again, best of luck to the Triton Central Tigers. They are going to advance to 18-12 on the season, and they will play Bar Reeve at 7 o'clock tonight. For the Musketeers, for us, Avery Smith led the way. I've got her down for 21 kills and a block, and then a couple aces. Leah Hobson down for 2 kills. Sydney Burton with 11 kills and 3 aces. Addie Smith with 5 kills, and I've got her down for 4 blocks. And then Allie Johanningsmeyer with an ace and Eliza Starrett with an ace. Again, just great experience for some of these younger girls. We returned back Ashton, we returned back Allie, we returned back Leah Hobson, and we returned Emma Bronner, Elsie Starrett, Gibson, and Gonzalez, Genesis Stanfield. There's just a lot. That's Aubrey Mall. Sorry, forgot about her. There's a lot of talent coming back, so I know that they're going to try to just see if they can't repeat the success that we've had the last couple of years. And that was just absolutely heartbreaking loss. I know how that goes. I know how the season goes to get this far. But to say, hey, we got to the Elite Eight this year, further than any team in our school's history, is just, man, it's something to be incredibly proud of. I know that I couldn't be more proud of this group of girls. That's going to be it for us here from Bedford, North Lawrence. Best of luck to all the volleyball teams throughout the state that are competing as we go forward. Again, it's going to be 7 o'clock tonight. Triton Central will take on Bar Reeve. That should be a fantastic contest. Bar Reeve is just absolutely loaded with weapons. Probably my own pick for tonight's contest, but Triton really showed me something that I don't know that I was expecting. You look at their record and maybe you didn't expect what they got, but man, these girls can play, and at this level, they took advantage of the opportunity. Again, it's been absolutely fantastic doing this game for you guys. This is Jake Johannesmeyer signing off. We'll send it back to WSLM. I know that they're going to have the IU game later on this afternoon. Again, it's been great. We will see you guys next season.
High school sports are different, especially in Indiana, and these who your student athletes couldn't agree more.
We all know the saying, in 49 states, it's just basketball. But this is Indiana.
Well, the same is true for all high school sports in Indiana, like volleyball,
And soccer,
and softball,
and track, and so many more. We're passionate about high school sports in Indiana.
They're an undeniable part of our state's culture.
They're woven into the DNA of our communities. It's what we dedicate our time to. It's what brings us all together. It's what we celebrate.
And as a high school student athlete, that's a pretty special environment to grow in.
Representing your school and having your entire community behind you.
Being a high school student athlete in Indiana is something we never take for granted.
And it's an experience we'll never forget either.
I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Nutty. Support Hoosier student athletes like these by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is who we are. This is Indiana. This is